In the opening verses of Psalm 31, we are beckoned into a sanctuary of trust and refuge, where the psalmist's soul finds solace in the embrace of the divine. At its core, these verses encapsulate the profound theme of seeking refuge and entrusting one's well-being into the hands of God. The psalmist begins with a resolute declaration in Psalm 31:1. "In you, Lord, I have taken refuge. Let me never be put to shame. Deliver me in your righteousness." Here, the word refuge carries a weight of profound meaning. It goes beyond a mere shelter. It embodies an unwavering trust, a conscious decision to seek safety and protection in the arms of the Almighty. In a world rife with uncertainties, the psalmist's plea echoes a universal cry, the yearning for a sanctuary where shame and despair find no foothold. As we journey deeper into the psalm, we encounter a pivotal verse that resonates through the ages, bridging the ancient words with the pulse of our contemporary hearts. Psalm 31:5 becomes a poignant anthem of surrender and trust. "Into your hands I commit my spirit. Deliver me, Lord, my faithful God." These words echo the sentiments of Jesus on the cross, underscoring a profound connection between humanity and divinity. Into your hands is a relinquishment, an act of placing one's very essence, the spirit, into the hands of the Creator. It is an acknowledgement of God's faithfulness, a recognition that, in His hands, our spirits find a safe harbor. This verse mirrors the prayerful surrender of control, a surrender not born out of weakness, but from an understanding that true strength arises in yielding to the one who holds the universe in His hands. The psalmist's plea for deliverance is an affirmation that, in God's righteousness, lies the assurance of protection. In times of distress, when the tempests of life threaten to overwhelm, these verses invite us to emulate the psalmist's courageous trust. They prompt us to consider the refuge found in entrusting our spirits to the faithful God, whose righteousness becomes a shield in our moments of vulnerability. As we unpack the layers of Psalm 31:1-5, let us reflect on our own journey of seeking refuge and trusting in God's protection. May we find inspiration in the unwavering faith exhibited by the psalmist, recognizing that in our surrender we discover a refuge that transcends the temporal and anchors us in the eternal. As we immerse ourselves in the rich tapestry of trust and refuge woven by Psalm 31, the scriptures beckon us to explore kindred verses that echo the same timeless truths. These verses, drawn from the sacred pages of Proverbs and Psalms, serve as complementary threads, weaving a narrative of unwavering trust in the divine. Proverbs 3:5-6. "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your understanding." In the treasury of Proverbs, we uncover a gem that illuminates the path of trust, a path paved not by our own understanding, but by the unwavering confidence in the Lord. Trust in the Lord with all your heart is an invitation to wholeheartedly rely on the wisdom and providence of God. It challenges us to relinquish the limitations of our understanding, acknowledging that God's ways transcend our finite comprehension. As we navigate the complexities of life, this verse becomes a guiding beacon, urging us to place our trust in the one whose understanding surpasses all. Psalm 91 unveils a poetic anthem of refuge, resonating in harmony with the sentiments expressed in Psalm 31. "I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in whom I trust." These words become a confession, a proclamation of faith that reverberates through the corridors of time. The psalmist's declaration encapsulates the essence of finding shelter in God, a refuge not contingent on circumstance, but anchored in the character of the Almighty. This verse extends an invitation to echo the proclamation in our own lives, affirming that, indeed, the Lord is our refuge, our fortress, and the object of our unwavering trust. In tandem, these verses paint a mosaic of trust, a trust that transcends the uncertainties of our understanding and seeks refuge in the timeless and unchanging nature of God. They call us to embrace a profound reliance, acknowledging that our hearts find their true rest in the one who is both our refuge and the source of unshakable trust. As we continue our exploration of Psalm 31, let us allow the resonance of these related verses to deepen our understanding, reinforcing the foundation of trust and refuge that the Scriptures tenderly offer. In the heart of Psalm 31, we encounter a poignant section that mirrors the raw human experience of grappling with challenges, adversity, and the weariness that accompanies the journey. Psalm 31, 9-13 beckons us into a sacred space where the psalmist lays bare the depths of distress. Yet amidst the turmoil, a resilient spirit emerges, a spirit fortified by courage and faith. The psalmist's plea reverberates through the ages, encapsulating a universal cry uttered in the crucible of human suffering. Be merciful to me, Lord, for I am in distress, is a vulnerable admission, an acknowledgement that distress has woven its threads into the fabric of the psalmist's existence. In the tapestry of our lives, we too may find ourselves entangled in the threads of sorrow and grief. And in these moments, the psalmist becomes a kindred spirit, voicing the anguished prayers of our own hearts. Amidst the turmoil, a profound truth unfolds, that courage is not the absence of distress, but the unwavering resolve to face it with faith. The psalmist's honesty in expressing the weakening of eyes, soul, and body is a powerful reminder that it is okay to acknowledge our vulnerabilities. Yet, in the same breath, the psalmist exemplifies a courage rooted in a firm belief in the merciful nature of God. Related verses. Isaiah 41:10, So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Joshua 1:9, Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Reflection. In times of distress, the psalmist's prayer becomes an anthem for our own souls. It invites us to confront challenges with open hearts, recognizing that vulnerability is not synonymous with weakness. In the face of adversity, we are called to embody a courage fortified by faith, a courage that declares, though I may be distressed, my trust in the mercy of the Lord remains unshaken. As we navigate the landscape of Psalm 31, 9-13, may we find solace in the shared humanity of the psalmist and draw strength from the enduring promise that even in distress, God's mercy is a wellspring of courage for our weary souls. As we delve deeper into the sacred verses of Psalm 31, we find ourselves traversing a terrain familiar to every human spirit, the landscape of facing challenges with unwavering courage. In verses 9-13, the psalmist's words resonate with the raw authenticity of one acquainted with distress and grief, yet fortified by an unyielding spirit. The psalmist's plea unfolds in these verses, a poignant cry from the depths of distress. Be merciful to me, Lord, for I am in distress. My eyes grow weak with sorrow, my soul and body with grief. Psalm 31:9. This heartfelt admission acknowledges the human experience of anguish, a universal reality that finds solace in the divine mercy. The psalmist's vulnerability becomes a testament, a proclamation that, even in the throes of distress, the divine presence remains a beacon of hope. In verse 10, the psalmist vividly captures the toll of adversity on the senses. My life is consumed by anguish and my years by groaning. My strength fails because of my affliction, and my bones grow weak. The imagery painted here is one of profound struggle, where the weight of affliction bears down on the very core of the psalmist's being. Yet amid this struggle, a resilient thread emerges, a thread woven with courage and an unwavering trust in the divine. The resonance of Psalm 31 finds echoes in the wisdom of other scriptures, reinforcing the call to face challenges with courage. 1 Joshua 1:9, the divine command of courage. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9. This divine directive, spoken to Joshua as he faced the daunting task of leading the Israelites into the Promised Land, transcends time and circumstance. It stands as a timeless proclamation, encouraging us to embrace strength and courage in the face of challenges. The assurance that the Lord is with us regardless of our journey's terrain becomes the anchor that steadies our resolve. 2. Isaiah 41:10, divine presence amid fear. So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. Isaiah 41:10. In moments of fear and dismay, Isaiah's words resonate as a divine promise. The Creator of the universe declares his perpetual presence, dispelling the shadows of trepidation. This verse is an anthem of reassurance, inviting us to confront challenges with a courageous heart, knowing that the God who is with us is greater than any adversity we may face. As we synchronize the harmonies of Psalm 31 with the cadences of Joshua 1:9 and Isaiah 41:10, a resounding melody emerges, a melody that emboldens the human spirit to face challenges, not with timidity, but with the audacity of courage, grounded in the unwavering assurance of the divine presence. Amid the tapestry of challenges depicted in Psalm 31, a radiant thread of joy emerges, weaving through verses 14 to 18. In this segment of the psalm, the psalmist's expressions pivot from distress to a profound acknowledgement of trust, unveiling a theme that transcends circumstances, finding joy and gladness in the steadfast presence of the divine. In the heart of Psalm 31, the psalmist's voice resounds with a declaration of unwavering trust. But I trust in you, Lord. I say you are my God. My times are in your hands. Psalm 31, 14-15. These verses become a threshold to a sanctuary of joy, a place where trust in the divine transforms the narrative from despair to exultation. The journey into joy begins with a resolute declaration of trust. The psalmist, having traversed the valleys of distress, stands on the solid ground of confidence in the Lord. You are my God is not a mere affirmation. It is an intimate acknowledgement of a personal relationship with the divine. In this relationship, the psalmist finds the bedrock of trust, a trust that becomes the wellspring of joy. My times are in your hands resonates as both surrender and affirmation. It is an acknowledgement that the unfolding of life with its seasons of joy and sorrow is intricately held in the hands of the divine. In this recognition there is freedom, an emancipation from the burden of navigating life's journey alone. The hands that cradle our times are hands of wisdom, love, and purpose, inviting us to find joy in the divine orchestration of our existence. These verses extend an invitation to explore joy not as a fleeting emotion dependent on external circumstances, but as a deep well within the soul, a well that springs forth when trust in the divine becomes the foundation of our being. To enrich our exploration of joy in God's presence, let us draw inspiration from related verses that resonate with the theme. Psalm 16, verse 11, the fullness of joy. You make known to me the path of life. You will fill me with joy in your presence, with eternal pleasures at your right hand. Psalm 16, verse 11. This verse becomes a companion to Psalm 31, emphasizing that joy is not merely a fleeting emotion, but a profound revelation experienced in the divine presence. The psalmist acknowledges that true and lasting joy is found in the path of life illuminated by the divine, and in the eternal pleasures that flow from God's right hand. May your soul resonate with the timeless melodies of trust, courage, joy, and communal encouragement found in Psalm 31. May these echoes guide you, inspire you, and infuse your journey with a profound sense of purpose and divine connection. May your trust be unwavering, your courage steadfast, your joy abounding, and your encouragement a gift to all who walk alongside you. Amen.